Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Star Flames and we're back with another banging video. In this video guys, we're gonna talk about Halle and DDG court hearing today. Let's talk about it because DDG went into court feeling big, bad and bold, and he was like, Your Honor, I want this. I want overnight visits. I want overnight stays. I want this. I want that. And the judge was like, no, you ain't. You ain't getting it. As a matter of fact, for your mom out the courtroom. And that is literally what took place. We're going to get down into all of it because you know what this is telling? This is telling us that DDG did something horrible to Halle, so much so that he's limited to visitation rights, not even overnight, no overnight, none whatsoever. No, we also have to remember this is a state of California. California rarely separates family. Like you have to prove to the judge that the father or the mother is really horrible for them to be granted visitation and not joint custody. Oftentimes in California, what happens is that both parties are granted joint custody. So for DDG to be limited to visitation rights, it means that he literally did something extremely horrible to this girl, wherein she had evidence to back up her statement for the judge to make such a decision. Let's get into all of it because today, as I've said, it was the court hearing. DDG showed up to court with his mommy, okay? Because mommy to the rescue, mommy witnessed. So his mom, witnessed everything, didn't do ish about it. So when she showed up to court, the judge was like, no, not in my courtroom, because if she's a witness to a domestic abuse, it means that she cannot be in court. Okay. So that's the California state law. Also, Halle did not show up to court because as it relates to California state law, if you are a survivor, you don't have to be in the courtroom with your abuser. You attend court via Zoom. And that's basically what happened. Okay? So, during court, DDG requested overnight visit every other weekend and a weekday. So, he wants overnight visit every other weekend, and plus he wants visitation rights for 1 weekday. The judge says absolutely not, no overnight visitation for you. And as such, he basically, came up with something else. Well, actually, his attorney, let's put it that way, his attorney proposed that he gets every Saturday and every other Sunday from 9 to 6 monitored, and a Wednesday as well. And the court basically agreed to that. So basically he's going to see Halo maybe 10 days each week plus that Wednesday. I think it amounts to about 10 days each month, I should say, not each week, but each month. Now, the judge has requested that both parties do not post the child on social media. No, a lot of DDG's flying monkeys, they have been running with false narrative, false report about Halle getting humiliated in the court. The judge shut her down. The judge refused her proposal and all of that. Listen, people have to understand what is going on. This is the state of California. And as I've said, for you to be denied a requested visitation, for you to get denied by the judge, it means that DDG did something extremely horrible to Halle, other than what she had, other than what the media showed us. There's something else there. And I believe that she had, this is not even believe. It is the fact that she had more than enough evidence to back up her statement, hence why these restrictions are in place for DDG. as much as we can look at it and say, you know what? And this is what many people thinks. Many people thinks because they see DDG with Halo, he's this amazing father. And sometimes we have to be careful of what we are led astray to believe, because we've seen him on, his live stream with Halo. He seems to be really, really into his child. He seems to be an amazing father. But Halle is telling us that it is not as it seems. And you know who I'll have to believe? I'll have to believe Halle. I can't believe what DDG is demonstrating to us on social media, because we know that that is just a quick snap into their life, and it doesn't give us every single detail. This girl has told us that this man has only bought the child one thing. He's obsessed with Halo because he's the father naturally, but there are also some other elements in there which is also a reason for his obsession. And the other elements include because Halo's mom is the Little Mermaid, because he's definitely obsessed with Halle. And I believe that you guys can see that. I believe he's obsessed with Halle. His family is obsessed with Halle. And as such, he has been monetizing the child, because what reason would you have to be having the child on live stream for hours upon hours, repeatedly, consistently? That is very telling. So he was using the child to make that money, but still yet here comes Halle in the court document saying he has only contributed to the child only once. And that is very telling. So he has been looking at this girl saying, you're wealthy. You're making more money than I am. So I don't see why I should be, contributing, because if you are not contributing, one has to assume that is the reason for you not to be contributing to the child. So as such, you can tell that, you know what? The court did not come up with these decisions out of nowhere. DDG represented his argument. Halle represented her, presented her argument, and the court made a decision based on that. So, as such, whether you love Halle or hate her, the fact of the matter is she has been making the right decisions for her child. Do you guys remember when Halle initially went and filed the court order and she got the restraining order against DDG? Halle basically requested that her attorney reached out to DDG's attorney, and both of them should, arrange a visitation for DDG. That was not good enough for DDG. DDG went ahead because he wanted drama, because he believed that Halle should not say, you know what, you're overstepping your boundaries, because that's really why she took him to court. She wanted to be peaceful, but she realized that with her being peaceful, it was bringing her chaos, and she really had no idea which next move this guy was about to make. Because listen, she's saying this guy bought the child one thing. I haven't seen him being able to refute that. So he bought the child one thing, but yet he was bullying her, basically saying, oh, you have my son around another guy, and then she had to be the one to say, I would never do that to our child. While she was on vacation, stay safe, take care, all of that. She had to be basically talking him down because he disrupted her mood. He disrupted her vacation, and he overstepped his boundaries, because ain't no way you should be calling that woman and basically presenting to her what you heard on social media. But he didn't have any restrictions, and he knows that social media is filled with lies. But because he's a drama queen himself, he took that drama to her. And he was like, okay, ensure you don't have my child around a man. And that is where he basically overstepped his boundaries. And Halle realized that if she was ever to move on with her life, she would never have peace. So what she did, she took a proactive measure. So when she went ahead and she got the restraining order and she filed for sole custody because she knows that if she didn't do something as it relates to custody, if the court did not step in and intervene as it relates to custody arrangements, he would have created chaos and problems for her. So the court awarded her sole custody, and he believed that, okay, I'm going to fight back. I'm going to expose you to the world. And when I'm done with you, no one is going to want you. But he forgot that this is not new to the legal system. This is not new to the court. They understand manipulative tactics, because if you were so concerned, if this woman was a danger to the child, then you would have been the one to take the first step. You did not take any action until she went ahead and took actions against you. So the court is not going to see you as having the child's best interest at heart. They're going to see your action as a retaliation to the mother who's trying to get peace. And that is what he's missing. I believe that if someone was showing him that, the next move that he had planned on wouldn't have been good. And I don't know why attorneys don't do this, because I believe his attorney should have advised him that this kind of retaliation wasn't about to work in his favor. But he found that out, though. Eventually, he found that out because he went to the court telling the court that this woman has psychological issues. You're telling us that for 2 years this woman has psychological issues, and you never suggested nor recommended that she get any help. But the moment that she's exposing you to be an abuser, and she's telling the court, hey, I need your help, to restrict this guy's presence from me so that he doesn't put his hands on me anymore. And also, I want you to restrict him from putting the child on social media. All of a sudden, okay, she's the problem. And all this time she wasn't. When he was going on those red carpet events, she wasn't a problem. But the moment that she put up restrictions and he realized that he could not get her anymore, he could not use her anymore, that's where he got bitter. And he was there throwing a tantrum on social media, consistently going on live stream to drag her. I don't care who she smashed. I don't care what she does. I don't care when she does it. But then he was throwing a tantrum behind the scenes, calling her, making her life miserable. And she shut that shit down, and he's mad. He's butthurt about it. And even though that he realizes that he's not winning, he's throwing subliminal jabs here and there, him and his mom, on her, against her. And every time he takes, these subliminal jabs at her, she keeps rising, she keeps winning, she's elevating above the nonsense, she's elevating above his BS. And I believe he has to realize by now that every time he tries to go against her, she comes out on top at all times. I cannot understand why is it that DDG doesn't do the right thing. But anywho, guys, this is just another step in their custody battle, because as time passes, he may get joint custody if he proves himself to not be a danger to the child or the child's mom. So it's not just the child. It is the child's mother as well. He has to prove to not be a danger to the child or the child's mom. And it's going to take maybe the next 2 to 3 years before, if he's on a consistent track, before he gets joint custody. And I don't think he's going to get joint custody, because I know for a fact the court is going to realize that his mother is a big problem in all of this. And once there's a trigger in all of this, he's not going to get joint custody. The mother is a big problem. I don't think the mother even realizes how much of a problem she is in all of this equation. But I believe that they're going to learn one way or the other. But anywho, guys, I want to hear from you though. What's your take? Leave your comment below. While you're at it, do all you need to on this video to support your girl. And I may have some other videos after this talking about this. So stay tuned, stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.